어버이께서는 누구보다 강한 힘과 강인한 정신력을 지니셨어. 그렇기에 우리를 절대 이해하실 수 없는 거다. 우리가 얼마나 피해 절실한지, 우리가 어떻게 죽어가고 있는지.
Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekimak, this is Lumbus Company. We're in the new season, there's new Luxcavations to check out. Unfortunately, I already know what this one is because I made the mistake of looking at Discord very few minutes after 7 o'clock. It's Shock Centipede. But we do have a somewhat decent sloth team.
시간 체납자인가? 시계 챙기고 징수 곡괭이 챙기고.
명령하실 때까지 자리에
재밌군. 이건
영광입니다.
Who does Heathcliff have that sloth? Okay, that would be why I don't really use him, isn't it?
사후 처리로구만.
와, 기대되네요. 최선을 다해 임하겠습니다.
We shouldn't be getting to the point where we're bringing Honglu to the front line anyway. These fights aren't that difficult, they're just occasionally very annoying. The fact that it removes their weaknesses, their physical weaknesses, is a little bit of a problem, isn't it? 193 damage.
직접 알게 하느라.
It is plausibly soloable though.
써주마.
And there we go. Honglu's frivolous jokes hasn't kicked in yet though. So let's just think it. That's where the tremor count is at the moment.
받아볼 텐가.
깨달았나?
You know what? I think it has slot weight, which is why we didn't get the full refund on tremor count for forced. Oh man, 5 skill slots. And only now do we get frivolous jokes. Have to remember to do some level tidy ups for some of these people. Mainly you and you.
해보겠네.
Yeah, this is really bad. Even if we are getting off a bunch of free hits on this guy, it doesn't change the fact that he's just, these guys just roll too high for us to beat. It's a little bit inconsistent about what skills are, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. Some of these skills don't drop self-charge.
탈출 개체 확인. 깨달았나?
A very common problem with these fights is that we don't have any ways to raise up our SP because all their clashes are straight off the bat too strong for us.
오작 터뜨려주지.
And the irony is that it's still probably not the worst of them, but it's going to be the most obnoxious because we have all that time spent at low speed to deal with.
맞지?
But who knows, maybe it'll go a lot faster now that it has an extra skill slot. That said, you definitely need a lot of speed. Target use the defense skill, deal less damage. If unopposed, lose self-charge. If the target attacked by this skill, use the defense skill, lose extra charge, okay. Huh. Hang on. It says 124 damage, but then it jumps over to... Oh, actually it's just 2 damage.
꽂아 터뜨려주지.
It's rolling ridiculously high, isn't it? Wow, so even though it's 100, it is dealing 1 damage each hit. It's just dealing very little 1 damage, I guess. Yeah, I think just jump over to only defense skills here.
직접 알게 함이라. 시간 징수 집행.
Alright, 12 minutes isn't awful. 12 minutes is decent.
개화하였구려. 이 순간을 어딘가에 담고 싶군.
For some reason you dealt the most damage here. So, I have a plan on how I'm going to handle dispensing the new identities. On Thursday, they open up the rest of the Battle Pass. Let's just filter out the Battle Pass here. We'll go all the way up to 85 when that happens. Unfortunately, it means that new ego won't be in. We won't be getting our hands on new ego the moment that it drops there. But I'm pretty sure somewhere in here there is a ticket. An extraction ticket for Season 7, so we don't have it yet. But when we get that, I'm going to use the ticket. That way I'm guaranteed to get something new and that reduces the costs of everything else. I prefer to collect these tickets, to be honest, but... The problem is, well... I thought that I'd be getting 2 in Season 6, but I didn't. But yeah, it doesn't matter at the moment. What I'm saying is, I'll use the ticket when there's 5 different identities for me to pull from. And then I'll dispense whatever I can afford. So as much as I was planning for one of these to be showing off new identity update stories, I can't do that. So instead, let's go back into the Sloth Luxcavation and see... Let's tweak these levels. Actually, why did I do that? I need Utis for the speed, right. Does Yiseng have any other sloth IDs I'd prefer to use? Honestly, I think I could see this being one of these two. So you have Sloth Skill 1. You have Sloth Skill 1. He gains a speed boost. So I think actually Heisho Branch Yiseng might be the best option that we have for here.
명단에 있는 놈들 모두 명단이다.
I also need to catch up Mole at Ishmael, but we'll get to that in a bit. one. He definitely relies more on his. He relies a bit more on the clash wins, but eh.
직접 알게 하니라. 예측대로.
I feel like this is actually encouraging you not to use characters with clashable counters or clashable guards because it said that you drain more for it being a one-sided attack, and those don't count as one-sided attacks. But don't blame me, blame the people who keep making them one-sided, who keep making clashables. Darn it! That's really not convenient. So yeah, we need to look at a way that we can guarantee breaking that head, but fuck. On use, lose all self-charge and gain a whole bunch of clash power. Yeah, not breaking that shield has made life very complicated for us.
오작 터뜨려주지.
I think swapping out the Sang identity, ironically, is what made all the problems for us here. Because Yi Sang has Spice Bush Yi Sang has the Sloth skill 2, which deals way more damage than skill 1 could.
깨달았나?
But then again, on the flip side, because it's a skill 2, it's a lot harder to get that guaranteed number. I guess him losing all his self-charge has helped us out with the coin power here. Oh no, that's why. The numbers look good because of her freaking paralyze. Not the time, Merimoriatium! Damn it! All coins of Tangle Cleaver become unbreakable. Okay, so it's his second round that gives him unbreakable on it. Everything. I don't like these numbers, they feel unfair. And because that's Pierce Gloom, it's gonna really hurt if it gets through.
탈출 개체 확인. 써주마.
It did convert it all into sloth damage, so I guess it wasn't all terrible.
한화 휴지.
He's not going to be getting his passive because there's not enough gluttony.
직접 나서지.
There will be enough gluttony after it though.
깨달았나?
Four plus 7, it feels very unfair. Mersault, we're counting on you for this one.
직접 나서지.
I have a plan. I know everyone hates the surgery stacks, but it gives him haste.
순서에 따라 대상을 제거합니다.
Oh man, now it sees that he's the lowest HP target, huh?
해보겠네. 시간 징수 집행.
모든 게 총알따봐 떠올라.
Okay, now there's the problem. It rolled max speed on everything. Defense, power counter, defense.
직접 알게 하니라.
모든 것에 견뎠어.
Ooh, so when Utis jumps over to defense skills, she's always going to outspeed this guy. That's handy to know. And Don Quixote is going to gain borrowed time, so she gets a haste bonus. By jumping over to Shin Tiantu's Starblade, you gain a speed bonus,
너는 위아래가
7 to 9.
한화 휴지.
And being Strider gives you a haste bonus.
전장에 전념하시오.
Yeah, this team, as long as we prepare properly, we should always be able to outspeed it for redirecting defense skills. It's just that very first turn of it. So you might want to make sure that you time it properly for that.
이런 회수해야 할 시간보다 많이 징수해버렸네. 하지만 체납자가 생명을 다했으니 남은 시간을 T사 시간금고로 환수하는 게 옳은 일이라는 생각도 드는군.
So yeah, this one isn't bad. I feel like if you can't break the head, then it's problematic, but it's not the end of the world. I say that, but I haven't seen what happens if it gets off that envy AoE. And because this is something we're going to have to be dealing with the next year, in fact, probably 2 years, this canto, next canto, canto after. Yeah, this and the next canto will be this tier. The 2 cantos after that, so that's 4 cantos before we get something new. That's kind of depressing, really. Anyway, either way, until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around.
단체 과제를 하다가 만나는 조원 5 중 1명. 현장에서 하는 일도 나쁘진 않지만 역시 책상머리 앞이 안정감이 들긴 하는군.